But today's episode, everybody, is all about the power. And so we are going to implement our area here with the redstone power. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be right here where I want to make my dynamo and everything. I've spent a lot of time this weekend working on getting all these materials. The steam dynamo, we're just going to get all these things in our inventory. And now I still need I have the redstone furnace, but I need to make the aquifer, which is something that sucks the liquid up from underneath. So let's get the recipe for how to do that. Right here, aqueous accumulator. So we have the steam machine frame, I have tin, which was one of the hardest things for me to get so far because it's not as prevalent as you might think where I was mining. And then a pneumatic servo, which is, I've already built several of these. It's a redstone with iron and glass on either side, and you implement that into the junction of where the connects go. Now the other thing I'm going to need is crescent. Right there. This bad boy. We need tin and iron, so let's make one of those as well. Go over here to this crafting station. You can make stuff with that. Now I can't remember how on earth it was. I think it was like this. And a tin. Yes, important thing for tools. Alright, and got all that. Now the aqueous accumulator, I gotta remember the recipe for that. We need a bucket. I'll be going back and forth to the recipe because I'm terrible with memorizing these. We need the frame, one of those. We need tin. And then, was it glass? Now here's the beauty of this, is I can walk away from that, check my recipe. And yes, I do need glass, so I'll have to go find my glass. Pretty sure it's over here. I say this every time and then I'm like, I have no glass. And then I have to go find it. Which is what's been driving me nuts, is I don't have a sorted system of any sort yet. I've just been massing it in one place randomly. I have some sand there. I can just cook it up real quick. And that's what we'll do. We'll just wait a little bit, be right back. Alright, we have glass. So we can now go over here to our crafting station. Now, watch this. It's still there. Amazing. Okay, here is our aqueous accumulator. This will give us all the things we need. Did I not get it? No, I have glass. Seriously? Why are you not working? Tin. The frame. I hate crafting light. The frame. Glass. The servo. Aqueous accumulator. Give it to me. Okay. There's some lightning. Please, no tornadoes. Please. Trust me, it sounds just like a tornado too, man. It's got the wind blowing and everything. It's crazy. Like a dream. Pouring some tin out. Got tin and iron so far. It's looking good. Okay, so we have the redstone furnace and the aqueous accumulator look just the same. That's amazing. Okay, so is this where I want all this? Right here. Is this where I want this machine to be and the power to come out to run everything else? That's the question. I had thought that I would put it here, but I may want this to be open to do other things, and then I would actually just come over here and get my machines. So that means I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. We'll take one of those and fill in my quarter blocks. My blocks just keep disappearing. I'll come in here and randomly, these holy stones, gone. I'm like, are Endermen doing that? I suppose they could be. I don't know. They could very well be. Who knows? But we have our 2 buckets of water in anticipation of this. Let's fill it up every other one. I'll have to go over here and get another one. Silly water glitch. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so our aqueous accumulators. Now, did I even put that in the right place? Because I'm going to have to put something behind it. Man, I tell you, Derpy Lauri. Planning this stuff out is not always easy for me because I'm not real familiar with it, so I'm just learning how. That's why it's Derpy Lauri's basic B team. Learning all the mods is entertaining for me. He's asleep. He slept 3 times, apparently. Good game. Let's go over here and get some more of these blocks, because I've used them. We'll get those. And I have the cobbles, so that's okay. Just fill you right in. And you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put our aqueous accumulator right there. And then you can right click this and how it goes. Right now everything is set to output, I believe. And it is full of water. And so on top of that we will put our steam dynamo. And let's look at the recipe for that steam dynamo real quick before we place it. Here we have copper gears, the redstone transmission coil, and more copper and some redstone. So the copper gear recipe is just copper surrounding iron. And then this redstone transmission was silver. That's one of the reasons I kept having to go back to the smeltery at the old house, was because I had to keep getting stuff. Silver, the copper, and then I was like, scrap that, I'll just make it here. So here is our transmission coil. And so those were the hardest things to find for me, was the gears and that, because I haven't really made anything like that before. Let's put our steam dynamo right there. Oh, but no. I think I could have just crescent wrenched that. Okay, there's our steam dynamo. Alright, and if you look, it should be filling up with water, which is good. So now we need a fuel source right there. And that's going to start making steam. Here's our power. That's what we do with that. And then we're going to have our energy circuit that comes out of that. And I believe it just goes right on top. Oh, hang on. Let's get up here. Right click it. And there we go. Is that... No. Why can't I get that to place? Still, no. Let's be me for a bit. Maybe I have to be tall to reach the top of it. To hold the shift button. Shift click. There we go. Now it's connected. Now I can do stuff with this. Okay. So let's bring... This is all energy coming out of here. So let's right click that. And then let's also find a place for these things to rest once I build them. And where'd the cobblestone go? So we're going to have our machines rest on this, okay? So here we have our redstone furnace, which was the start of it all. How to make the redstone furnace. Let's look. You need a machine frame, which is basically gold in the middle, glass on the sides, and then steel or iron in the corners. This is a common item you're going to have for many of the things that you're building. Let's go back to this. You're also going to need a redstone reception coil. This is like the transmission coil, except it's made with gold instead of silver. And you have bricks on either side, which was interesting. Bricks seem strange, but I suppose since it's a furnace, you're going to have some sort of rock to make it go. And then copper in the corners and redstone on top. So there we go. Let's put it right here. Now the other thought was that we need a battery or a fuel cell to store this before it gets to all the machinery so that we can branch it out. I might yet do that, but for right now, this is what we're going to do. So here we have, it's full of power, and then we're going to smelt things in it. So what can we cook in here? I think just about anything that we would cook in a regular furnace. I know, like that glass I had, and I can't run very fast when I'm starving. Let's see what we can smelt down. Chicken. This rubber to make plastic sheets for stuff. Had to have plastic sheets to make the safari gun, so I can catch stuff. I went out and caught some sheep, so we could cook chicken. Look, it'll cook anything, and it cooks it super fast. Ta-da! All done. It's the fastest chicken you've ever had. It's like a convection oven. Redstone furnace, you're now called a convection oven. Yay! But here's the thing, is we can automate this. We can make this go to other places. We can pipe this out. So now that we have, this is for energy, the leadstone energy, but we need item ducts as well. So let's look at that. Ducts. No. Pipes. No. Transport. Here's Project Red Transportation, but I believe there's just plain old item transport pipes. There's other things that we can do. I need to find the other things that I needed. Here we go. Just an item duct, which is glass and tin. So yeah, I'm glad we got a bunch of the tin. So we have glass and tin. We could do a couple of those. Let's make those. Just stick them in here. And why aren't we getting our tubes? I could have swore that was a recipe. Tin. Oh, hardened glass. Oh. Okay, so no, let's figure out how to do that. Hardened glass. Thermal expansion. Ah! Does it have a crafting recipe for that? Nobody knows. Pulverized obsidian and pulverized lead. Ah, I've got to have a pulverizer to make these things? Are you joking? And then you just bake it in the induction smelter? Oh, okay. So, alright, so now to see how this isn't how my whole day's been. You want something and then you figure out how to make it. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, here's one of the machines I had to build, which is the pulverizer. So I have to power that, and I have my lovely power ducts right here. So let's just branch off of this one, and there we go. It now has power. So if we go to this, we will look that it is filling up with power, and we configure that. Over here is a green thing, and it tells you what comes in and what comes out. So if we look, we have several different tabs. Blue is in, red, yellow, and orange are out. And it could be set to different configurations. So if this should be, hang on. Get my little crescent wrench, right click it, disconnects it. If you look, it's orange. That should be set to blue. Okay, so now we can connect it again, hopefully. If you look, right in between there's a hitbox, click it. So now that is input power. What is going on? I'm right clicking it with the wrong things. So input in the back, that's fine. So it fills up with power, that's good. And then the other ones are output. If you look, the yellow's on top and the yellow's on bottom. So that means the other two are set to out. To output both whatever the initial item is, which in this case is going to be whatever ore we put in, and then whatever the secondary is, because there's a chance you'll have a secondary item that comes out. So we can make invar ingots with pulverized ferrous ore and iron ore. Because if you look, oh, is it obsidian? Hang on. Let's look. All these things that I had to do. We gotta make the smelter, the induction smelter, right here. And to make that, we need invar. So we've got the machine frame, we know how to make the redstone reception coil, we can make all this other stuff. But invar was like, how on earth do you make invar? Nobody knows. The invar nugget, it's just a miracle. Pulverizer, redstone, and invar nugget if you take the hardened energy conduit. Well, we don't have anything that's that way. We don't have any of that. So here's how you make invar. In the induction smelter, you can do pulverized iron and pulverized ferrous metal. 2 to 1. So, or you could do ingots. Okay, we have our dusts, and we need two to 1. Right here to make the invar. So we have invar blend. Okay, now we can go over here to this and configure this to output there. So let's take our invar blend, put it here. Oh no, I don't want to pulverize it. Hang on. I want to bake it. Dang it. Where'd it go? Okay. Get in there. So now it will take the invar blend and make an ingot. Yes! Oh, we have figured it out like mad science. It's like stumbling through the mad science with lots of mistakes and errors, but we have done it. We've powered things and made it work. Yay! I feel like I've accomplished the best things ever. So now we need to make an induction smelter. Yay! Now, why did we need this again? Oh, to make hardened glass. That's right. Invar, copper, the mainframe, and the bucket. Okay. Let's just make a couple of these coils because I get the feeling I'm gonna be needing them. We'll just have them go there. So coil. That thing, the bucket, invar, copper, look, the induction smelter. I can make things now like you wouldn't believe. Okay, so now we have the pulverizer, and it can accept things from either side too. So let's place it right here. Oh.